Chapter 2. The Enigmatic Clues. As dawn broke over Whispering Pines, the town was abuzz with hushed whispers and speculative murmurs. Sheriff Stroud had barely managed a few hours of sleep before being summoned back to the murder scene. An overnight watchman claimed to have found something unusual. Inside the eerie Hall of Mirrors, illuminated now by the morning light streaming through the narrow windows, Stroud squatted down beside a patch of floor previously shadowed in darkness. A perplexing object gleamed back at him, a tiny glass bottle filled with an iridescent liquid. Stroud frowned. He picked it up, careful to use a handkerchief to avoid smudging potential fingerprints. The liquid inside shimmered with the same otherworldly scent found on Jamboree. "Bottle of concentrated weird," he muttered to himself, corking it back and placing it in a Ziploc bag. He scanned the vicinity, hoping for more clues but found none. The distorted reflections in the mirrors continued to play tricks on his eyes. On a whim, he reached out to one mirror, but instead of the expected cold, hard surface, his hand slipped through, as though the mirror was made of water. Startled, he quickly pulled back. A ripple spread across the mirror, distorting his reflection further, before settling back into a smooth surface. Stroud let out a low whistle. The town's weirdness was not limited to its residents, even its objects played by their own rules. Exiting the Hall of Mirrors, Stroud's gaze drifted towards the curious clock tower standing tall in the distance. The backward ticking suddenly seemed less absurd and more ominous in the wake of Jamboree's murder. As he started back towards his office, an urgent call from his deputy halted him. Sylvia Moresby had reappeared. He found her at the tea-leaf reading tent, surrounded by a crowd of curious onlookers. Dressed in her grandfather paradox attire, Sylvia was gesticulating animatedly, her voice a frantic whisper. Stroud pushed through the crowd, his imposing figure easily parting the sea of people. Sylvia was flipping through an old leather-bound book. The air around her was thick with the scent of old paper and spiced tea. "Sheriff," Sylvia gasped, seeing him. She held up the book. It was a compilation of Whispering Pines history and folklore. "The Baker's Mirror," she declared dramatically, pointing at a sketch of a hand mirror, its design strikingly similar to the mirrors in the Hall of Mirrors. Stroud's heart skipped a beat. A quick read of the associated legend left him feeling both intrigued and skeptical. According to the legend, the Baker's Mirror was a mystical object that could trap a person's soul. However, it was supposedly just a myth, a bedtime story to scare kids. "The mirror is cursed, Sheriff. John Jamboree. He's trapped. We must find the Baker's Mirror and break the curse," Sylvia pleaded. Stroud, lost in his thoughts, ran a hand over his weary face. A murder, a vanishing act, a reappearance, a mysterious bottle, a curse from folklore, and an impossible mirror. The strange threads of this murder mystery were starting to weave into a baffling tapestry. He had a feeling that Whispering Pines was about to get a lot weirder before things could get any clearer.